What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are not reacting, but we are going to discuss a few things. Like, it's been 1 year, since I've started reacting videos, and it's not my first time making, YouTube videos or anything like that. But I do gotta say that this is what I've learned from doing reaction videos weekly, 3 times a day or more, 3 times, not a day, 3 times a week, or there's been a lot more than that in a week before. However, I have talked about my favorite top 10 music that I've done for reaction videos. But today I am going to talk about what I've learned so far while reacting. Number one is the most top number one in general, in life, and everything else like that. You cannot please everyone. There will be some people who don't like what you said, but then other people will like, well, other reactors have said it, but then there's like, I'll say something, and then like, let's say Mercy will say the same exact thing. She won't get any hate because for whatever reason that she said the same thing, whereas I say it without even knowing that she said it actually, and then people like, oh, I'm so tired of reactors saying this, or I'm so tired of seeing this or hearing this, yada yada. That's one of the biggest things, is you can't always please everyone. So even for new reactors, just if you're listening to this because you're interested in reacting, don't let other people scare you away. Don't. Because this has always been a great avenue to make a community, to get to know more people, as well as listening to music and just generally having fun, because reactions are commentary. You can definitely talk about yourself as well as the music that you're listening to. If you say, hey, if you notice that cables are, messy in the background of a video, and then like, oh, I don't feel too bad about my own cables being messy on my computer desk or whatever, or in just general, at the same time. Or like if you're talking about your eyes, and then because you mentioned about, an artist's eyes and how cool they look and certain things, and then you look up and you're like, oh, my eyes are, very blue. People are not going to like that very well for whatever reason. They just want you to talk about the song or the band and not include yourself into it. But I say to heck with that, because it is best to actually, be personable, be yourself, be enjoyable. Talk about the music, of course, but you can also talk about yourself. That is what's great about this, is because it's not just a reaction. We're discussing music. We are discussing whatever comes to mind. It gets to the point where you actually get super overstimulated because you've been working 8 hours plus a day on these videos. Doesn't matter if it's been one video, 3 or 4 or 5, maybe 6 videos in one day, or especially editing said videos. It's mainly because you just get it. Sometimes the music is overstimulating. Sometimes you just, ear fatigue is real. It really is real. As an artist myself, who listens to the same 4 beats a second each time in the intervals of the studio. And it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. It gets overstimulating. So sometimes when you're listening to too much music in one day, like some people don't have to worry about that at all. But it's just that. It's just there. It's what happens. Overstimulation is something that can get over with as long as you take a break. Definitely taking breaks, including, making videos, recording, or even streaming, whatever. It can definitely fatigue you, get you overtired, and sometimes cranky as well. Which is, grab a Snickers, because obviously You're not yourself when you're, overstimulated. But there will be people who will pick on you, which, whatever, like, oh, why do you have piercings through your, on your lips or whatever, or why do you do this, or why you're wearing, or, whatever, who cares? Be yourself, be who you are, be yourself. Just that's it. Just be yourself. That's all really it is. They want you to be yourself. I want to be myself. I don't want to be fake. Fake it till you make it is dead. It's no longer a thing. So don't even worry about it. Never fake things unless you're playing a character and, whatever. But at the same time, if you're trying to be, someone you're not, or being like another reactor because you saw how they were and you think that they're going to, you see that they're success, so you try to mimic them. It doesn't always work out that way, and it never will. I've listened to other VTubers as well who say they mimicked, the top VTuber, and they're like, well, that didn't work out for me. It made me worse off than I was. And sometimes that just happens. Because you're not yourself. Starting this, I didn't realize, I knew that there was talent out there, but there's a lot of great hidden talent out there that have, basically made me think, oh, wow, what am I missing? Because I'm not listening to a new artist. I'm listening to, the top artists who are pushed out by the big companies and whatnot, or like radio or whatever. It's just that way, sometimes. But you gotta understand that some of these new artists, like Freeze the Fall, and then like Voice Play or whomever, that is either just starting out or has been doing it for years, but isn't huge or isn't mainstream. Sometimes mainstream is just too much and they all start sounding the same. Whereas the underground people who are just starting out don't sound the same, who are individually themselves. I noticed that there are some bands, not the ones I react to, but some of them that I've listened to over the years just started sounding the same beats, kind of like the same lyrics, or like they sound like another artist that I listen to or whatever. It's kind of interesting, kind of weird how that happens. But yeah, no, it's kind of crazy how, how that is really. But, there's always room for improvement on reacting as well. I think that in general, we always try to perfect ourselves, always try to be too perfect with the videos, with editing, or like I said this wrong, but you can edit something wrong out if you didn't mean it right, or you can do a voiceover or text overlay or whatever. I've done that plenty of times. I try not to be perfect. Editing these videos isn't hard in general because you're just editing out your ums and your hans or whatever, or your stumbled words, which Roger, he says something about, is my video skipping and whatnot, or is it his internet skipping the video because I've got a lot of jump cuts in my videos? That's because I say a lot. I say it literally all the time. It's because I'm trying to think of the words I'm trying to say, and I need to say completely different. Now, with me saying what I'm doing now, because I'm on a roll here, it's gotten to the point where I can, talk without saying a lot. But it sneaks up in there quite a bit. It does. It really, really does. But there is definitely a lot of room for improvement, though. You don't need to be perfect. Just, if you're going into reactions, maybe do a little of a, do your homework, before reacting. Watch other reactors. You don't need to mimic them, like I said. You just don't have to. You don't need to be them to do what you're doing. Just be yourself. Take ideas, incorporate other people's ideas, and make it your own. There we go. So it just, I don't know. It's just my vocabulary when I say I even say that out loud in real life all the time. It's crazy how it really happens like that. It's just, yes, there are things you can do to improve, better microphone, whatever. Or if you're lagging for some reason, for like if it off sync, try to make it more in sync with each other while editing. I don't know why, but some people were complaining about my reactions not being synced together with the vocals and the mouth. I can't see it very well. I don't know why, but it's just not something I can really see. Sometimes I can see it, like, oh my god, like on TV. Sometimes they are out of sync with the TV and the program that I'm watching, and it definitely is annoying. Or like, but I've gotten used to it because I've watched a lot of foreign movies or TV shows with dubbed vocals. So like, I was watching Dark as a German TV show. I watched the English dub, so their mouth doesn't match up anyways, so that's probably why I never noticed. But even while editing, I just don't notice it either, even when because I'm very particular about that. It sometimes sucks the way that happens, but it just happens. Honestly, don't know what else to say. Just because, I've said what I had to say, basically you can't please everyone. Reactions are commentary. We want to discuss music. We want to discuss personal details about certain things. And just sometimes, we get caught up in that and just like to interact with the audience. And that's just sometimes, hey, it happens. Whatever, just like don't let it, just let it roll off your back. There's a lot of hate comments. Mercy took a lot of her hate comments and sold them as stickers and mugs or as t-shirts. It's hilarious. See, like you can do a lot of things because sometimes just people have miserable days and they just kind of want to take it on you. And that's just how it is. So I definitely try not to add to the fuel to the fire. But sometimes I'm like, why does that even matter? You watched 5 seconds into the video and you're already putting a negative comment. Just watch the damn video. But if you don't want to, then don't do it. Like, as well as, I've also noticed people want to listen to the music but don't want to listen to your reactions. Like, I've noticed in my analytics where the video will be up, and then where I pause will be down for watching or for, watch time. And then it'll go back up where I unpause. I'm like, why? Aren't you here for music commentary? Aren't you here for the reactions? It says reactions in... This is turning into a little bit of a rant. So I apologize. But it is definitely something that kind of peeves me a little bit because you're here for the reactions, but you skip over what I have to say about video or about the song in general. It's just weird because there's like dip and then up, dip and then up, where the pauses are. And it will literally show you why there's a dip, and it's literally where I paused. Make that make sense, because it doesn't. If you're here for a reaction video, please just watch the whole video straight through. If you don't like what I have to say or you don't like my reaction, leave a dislike and move on. I get a lot of dislikes on my videos because they don't like my reaction for whatever reason. However, I would like to know what the dislikes on why you dislike my video. We have to pause legally with YouTube. Well, YouTube's policy. Legally, I don't know, because copyright is definitely a thing where it sucks, and sometimes you don't even get, if you're monetized, you don't get the money because of copyright. And I've been monetized since I think August, and I've only made $60 so far because a lot of it was copyrighted, and I don't get any of that money, but the artists do, which is, yes, that's fine. A lot of them do split, or a lot of them do release, if you request it, and that's cool. I love when artists or record companies will allow you to actually, monetize, because you are giving your reaction to the song. You're not blatantly ripping the music and just, showing the music without pausing or reacting or whatever. So this is what I've learned, in the year of reacting. We're starting year 2 now as of this month, and I think that is great. If you guys are still here, make sure you guys check out my Patreon. Thank you, 80 Mountain, for being a patron member, as well as Ko-Fi. Check that out for donations. They help out a lot. Supers help out as well, but YouTube does take a portion. So if you do like $10, I'll get like $6 or whatever, however they have it set up. So that's just how it is. Just letting you all know. But yeah, make sure you guys hit that like, the sub. If you guys agree with me on this, or any new reactors that are scared or started reacting and then they're like, well, I'm getting a lot of hate comments, or I'm getting this, or I'm getting that, don't worry about it. It's not something. I've been called a neckbeard, even though like I'm not. But I've been called a lot of things. Just because I have a beard doesn't mean anything. But that's just how people are. This is the internet. People behind screens can talk crap about you without any consequences at all. That just happens. That's just the way it is. Don't worry about it. Brush it off. Don't put all your eggs into one basket is also what I'm saying. Do TikTok, YouTube Shorts, stream on Twitch, etc. There's a lot of things you could do to do that, and that's what I've learned. But anyways, I will see you all in the next reaction video, or non-reaction video, whichever one comes first, and I will see you all very soon. Bye, everybody.